Well, today's a big day. As you can see, we got this thing all taped off, getting it ready for paint. Plan is to spray the interior and the door jamb areas, as well as the insides of the doors, and test out the new toy, my inflatable paint booth. Okay, so we finally got this thing blown up after a bit of a struggle. You definitely have to have it folded out all the way and have some weight on these pillars. I should have something on each one, but I don't right now. I'll have to come up with something for the next time. But anyways, this thing is freaking huge. I think the outside dimensions on this thing are 16.5 by 36. I think it's 16.5 tall, or no, I don't remember what it is how tall. I'll have to look it up, but I'll link it down in the description so you guys can check it out. Come up front. Here's the prep room, and I think, yeah, so you pull this Velcro back here, and this will vent. Once this is all sealed up, there's another fan that blows air in here, and this will vent, filter air coming in. And then once we have everything sealed up with this door, there's two Velcro panels on the other sides of these as well that you can, that'll push the air out. Got everything masked off, wheels are covered, box head's covered. Not doing any of the exterior right now. It's gonna just be the interior and the door jambs. I've gone over and I've wiped everything down with wax and grease remover twice. So I'll hit it with a tack cloth just before spraying. And first step, I'm just going to come in and I'm going to hit all these areas that I sanded through the primer on with just an epoxy primer again. Then we'll come in with the base coat and clear coat. And I'm not going to worry about doing the floor, this part of the back wall here, or the majority of the firewall, because that's all going to be covered in sound deadening anyways. Yeah, so we do it interior and doors. Okay, so as you can see, we got the pickup out of the booth taken down. All the interior is done. Everything went fairly smoothly. The only mishap I had was on the dash here. On the corners, it didn't quite get enough clear coat into this area here. So I ended up having to respray this with clear coat. And I've just been wet sanding and polishing out the stuff in the cab here. Kind of got bored with that, which is why there's a steering column mounted in here now, and the hydro boost is mounted back up. I got the brake lines rerouted around the tower here and around where the steering column will be for the steering shaft. I'm still waiting on the steering shaft to show up. I'll be using a factory one. I'm 95% certain that it's going to work. I measured off of my dad's LOI and it should fit. So with all that mocked up in here, I was able to tackle the intercooler piping. You know, both sides kind of fit, but everything's kind of out of whack because of the way I did all this. Let's see, I think my coolant stack ends up being lower than it would be from in the factory truck. So for this side, all I ended up doing is rotating this one a little bit to make it flow better, because otherwise it was hitting the frame down in this area and it was rubbing against the valve cover. So we got plenty of clearance there now. Then on this side, it fit but rubbed right here. So what I ended up doing is just cutting half an inch out and tacking that back together. What's up, guys? So last night I got this all taped off, wiped it down a couple times with wax and grease remover, so it's ready to shove in the paint booth, wipe it down one more time, then I'll skirt it. So it's time to set up the bouncy castle over. I got it all set up. Added some lights in here this time. They're just some cheap T5 things I bought off of Amazon, LED. Actually worked pretty decent for this. But in the future, I think I'm just gonna buy some LED rope lights and run them through all these loops. Should light it up pretty good in here. Then I got a couple of work lights on the outside. Got the clean room all set up. Ready to mix everything over here on this table. We've got other supplies over here. So this kit came with 2 blowers. Oh, here. We got one little one. This one is actually supposed to inflate the whole thing, but it can't hold it up even after it's inflated. So I got the big one on that, the little one on the ventilation system. The last time it didn't quite do a good enough job blowing everything out. It got really hazy in the paint booth area. So ended up, I don't know if this is gonna work, but I took my big shop fan, put it in here. So when I zip all this up, it should pressurize it and push it out and help. Hopefully. Yeah, I think before I use this again next time, I'll end up buying another big blower for that. Yeah. We're ready to sweep the floor in here and bring the pickup in. All right, so it's the next morning, just getting ready to pull this out. But anyways, it's all dried up, and I need to get better lighting in this booth because this is green. I promise, it's not black. All right, so we got it out of the paint booth. Turned out pretty good. It's got, there's a lot of orange peel to it, but I'm gonna come in with a denim buffing pad and some heavy cut compound. It should knock it down, and then I can just do a regular buff job after that. I tried it with a stiff foam pad here, and it worked a little bit, but the denim pad's supposed to be a lot faster at it, so I'm gonna give that a try. And it did knock down, well, there's a little bit of a haziness. I don't know if you can feel it. You can kind of see it on this back panel right here. And I think it's just because there wasn't enough ventilation in the paint booth, because when I'm spraying the clear coat, it just ends up, it's like a cloud in there basically. So I'm thinking that's what kind of causes a little bit of a haziness after it's done. If you can see it on the hood a little bit. Just got some patches where the clear is a little foggy. So, quick buff job. This thing should be good enough for a farm truck anyways. And then, yes, I didn't paint the bed. This is all getting sanded down next. Seam sealer all the way around the welded joints. And then I'm gonna spray it with bed liner. And it's also the reason why I didn't get full coverage on the bed rails, because I'm probably gonna come down just a little bit to where it rolls over the edge here. Yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with it. There's a few spots here and there, like if you look down the door, see if it shows up on camera. Can't really see it on camera, but there is a little bit of a shallow ding here. When I run my hand across it, I can't even feel it, so I don't know. I think it might be from when the door handle was cracked and ripped off. It caused a bit of a wave to the sheet metal. Because every once in a while you can see some tooling, like on this fender, you can see tooling marks across the top too that you can't feel when you run your hand across it, but it is what it is. All right guys, thanks for watching. As always, please like and subscribe to follow the build.